Okay, is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay, so we have a new person over here. Just let me introduce you. Dinesh over here. He is just a guest invitee for today's class. So yeah, hi Dinesh, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah, yes Dinesh.
Yes, Muzaffar, I can hear you.
Okay, so we will start the class now. So these are my two systems over here. This is my HANA database system, the host name of which is HDB Dev 1, and the other one is the application server, which is S4H Dev 1. Okay, and we have installed S4HANA 2020 on this. So first let me start my database. Yeah, so this I've logged in with the SID ADM user. Let me start my database. Okay, so now the database started. Let me start the application server. Okay, by the time the application server is starting, let me open my sheet. Okay, so this was the sheet. Yes, last time we stopped at the client copy. Okay, at client copy. So let it start. Okay, let the server start. We'll just go through what we did last time so that to catch up for this class. Okay, so last time what we did for the client copy, we checked the size of the client size. What is the size of the client? So that it's better to understand that how much size or how much space will be required if you create a new client and do a client copy. So I think last time it was something around, it is, do anybody remember what was the size of the client last time? Yes, nobody remember.
Around 26 GB, I think.
Yes, 2.6 or 2.7, something like that. So somewhere below 3 GB. So the size of the client was below 3 GB. So yeah, so we had enough disk space, so we can start with the client copy. Then the next step was to create a new client. So we went into the T code SCC4. Okay. Okay. Sorry, we haven't created the client yet, so we have to change it to 000. Okay, I was trying to log in into 100 clients, so that's why it gave an error. Okay. Okay, so last time we went into SCC4 and created a new client 100. Okay, so here the existing client was 000. We created a new client 100. Okay, and we made it the city, the which was, sorry, not 000. It is, okay, so we made 100 client, and the name of the client we gave it as development city logical system currency. We did it change everything this, and we created a new client. So this part was done. After that, we started with some for prerequisite task. The prerequisite task for this was to run this wizard. Okay, this is the wizard which does three things. It creates an RFC connection by this name, and with this user type, this password, and this detail. Sorry, the password we have to provide for this wizard. Then it creates an RFC destination with the user which was created in the previous step. It creates this RFC, and then it maps the RFC destination to the 000 client. This is the three things that we need to do as a prerequisite before we can start the client copy. This can be done through this wizard, but as I told you last time, this wizard doesn't works properly in S4HANA 2020. Okay, now I'm going to this initial screen and I'm running this wizard. If I run this wizard, it is asking for the client, so we have to give the client source client. Here you have to mention the source client, which is 000. Execute it. Okay, start, continue. Here it is showing what destination, what RFC destination it will be creating. So this is FinBTR at S4D CLNT00. This is the name of the user. This is the name of that. It is for financial basis. Okay, this is for financial basis TR, and it will for this client S4D client 000. This is continue. Here it is user asking you for the user FinBTR user S4D, and it is asking for the password. It is showing the password optional. Let's see if it create the continue. Okay, see what is saying. At least one profile parameter minimum password. So there is a bug in this wizard. It gives an error for the password. Even if I put a correct password or the acceptable password, it will give an error. So that is the reason we are not using that wizard for doing all these three activity. We will be doing it manually. So first thing what you need to do is that you need to create a user for the RFC connection. So go into the T code SU01. Here in the T code SU01, here you have to give this username and you have to create it. So this is the user FinBTR at S4D. So this is the name of the user. I am giving the name of the user here and clicking on create. Okay, after clicking on create, now what you have to do, the last name. So this is a compulsory field. The last name is a compulsory field. If you see the checkbox or tick mark over here, it means you have to compulsory give some value for this field. So I'm giving the same name as the username FinBTR at S4D. Second, the type of user, you have to change the type of user to system. So coming over here, logon data, and here is the user type. So by default, it is the dialog user type. I'm changing it to system. System means it will become a non-interactive user. It means you cannot use this user to log in to your SAP system. That is through SAP GUI. You cannot log into this system in your SAP system. You can only use this system for RFC connections, for connecting to your systems and getting some data from them. So user type, system, password. So here you have to mention the password for this user. So here I'm giving the password for this user. Okay, and then the profile, what profile has to be assigned to this user, r_semol, r_bw RFC. These are the two profiles. I'm copying it, go into the profiles tab and just click on Control V. Okay, both the profiles are now enter. So it has taken both the profiles. This r_sem_all is for everything for SEM. S_bw_RFC authorization profile, other authorizations. Okay, so now we have given the profile, just save it.
Yeah, Musaffir, I have a question here.
Yes,
You
Avinay.
can SAP give SAP all, right?
You can give SAP all also, but it's better to like have all the restrictions in place. See, that is the best practice, or you can say the good practice.
Okay.
SAP all, you can get SAP all to all the users. That is, but you see, even a non-informed person will also do the same thing. So since if you have
Mhm.
a better knowledge, if you have better grip on your subject, you know what to give to this user.
Okay.
So that is just for it. So we have given this
Mhm.
two profile to this user. The user is created. Okay,
Okay.
the user has created. If you want to check it again, you can again go and click on display. If I click on display, I can see the user details over here. So the user has been created. Come out of it. Second step is to create an RFC destination. Okay, I have to create an RFC destination. For this, I have to go into SM59. So now I'm going into /n SM59. I'm going to the T code SM59. So this is the screen from where you can create RFC connections. So I will go into ABAP's connection. So I'm creating ABAP connection. ABAP connection means from an application server ABAP to an application server ABAP. This is the type of connection. Other connections that you have something called as HTTP connection. You can create an HTTP connection. You can create an internal connection, TCP/IP, and other thing. So we are coming over here, and then ABAP connections create. So we just select the ABAP connection and click on create. Okay, so it is asking for the name of the RFC destination. So I'm giving the name of the RFC destination as finbtr@s4d clnt 000. This is the name of the RFC destination. Connection type. The connection type will be 3. That is, it will be an ABAP connection. Connection type 3, RFC connection to ABAP system, and save it. The destination does already exist. Okay, the destination already exists. I think it is because we ran that wizard. So the destination is already existing over here. This is the destination. Okay, finbtr this. So let me delete this destination and we'll recreate it again. Finbtr s4d 000. Okay, let me again create the destination. Create. So this will be the finbtr, the name of the destination. Connection type will be 3, connection to ABAP system. Okay. So now the destination has been created. First thing, description. finb_tr generated destination for transport methods. So I'm filling the description over here in description 1. Then technical systems. It is a tab. So here you have to click on the technical. It is already selected. Technical systems tab. Here you have to give the target host. Target host will be the local host only. This is the target host. So I'm giving the target host as this s4h dev.solutrix.in. Then instance number. This is the instance number of this host on which it will connect. Okay, I've given this detail over here. Now you have to go into the logon and security tab. So the next step just after technical settings is the logon and security tab. In the logon and security tab, you have to give this details. Client 000. So you will be connecting to the 000 client. The user, which user you will be using? The finbtr, the user that you created in the previous step. So I'll be using this user, and this is the password that we had set for this user. So here I'm giving the password. After giving the password, I will click on save. So here I can see the destination has been saved. Now next, what you need to do, you need to test the connection, whether the connection is proper or not, whether it is able to connect to the target system or not. So I will click on utilities, test, and connection test. You can also see there's a shortcut, there's a button over here for the connection test. So you can do the connection test from here also, connection test. So you can see here that the connection test is successful. You can see that it got the result in 6 milliseconds. Okay, so this is successful. Now go back and now just also check for the authorization test, whether the authorization that we have given to this user is okay or not. So here you can also see that the authorization test was also successful. So both these tests are okay, and this RFC destination is proper and correctly created. So here it is. We have done this. Now the destination has been created. Second step also done. Now we are going to the final step of mapping the client with the RFC destination. So you have to map the 000 client with the RFC destination that we have just created. For this, you need to go into this T code, finb_tr_dest. So now I am going to this executing that T code, finb_tr_dest. So yeah, the table it is warning you that the table is cross client. Any changes you make here will be reflected in other clients also. So right now there is no entry or there is no mapping for any client or anything. So here you will be creating on new entries. Click on new entries. Here it is asking you for the client. So the client you have to give as 000. Client will be 000. The destination will be fin btr and this destination. Give the destination and then you need to save it. Save this. Okay, now you can see the data was saved. It is saved now. Now you can come out of it. Now our prerequisite has been done. The prerequisite for running a client copy has been completed. We have created a user by this name finbtr at s4d. We have created an RFC destination with this name and we have given the user and password. We have saved the user and password for the RFC destination, and then we have created we have done the mapping for with this RFC connection to this client 000 client. So now we can start with the client copy. Let us start with the client copy. The T code for the client copy, actually the previous T code, old T code was SCCL for local client copy. But now from S4HANA, they have introduced a new T code, which is N, SCCL N for new. So this is a new T code, and this is a very robust and very, you can say fast. It does a client copy very fast, quickly. So let me open this T code SCCLN. So here is the T code. And one more information over here. I think Sadhna, you there?
Yes, Muzaffar.
Yes, you asked a query about that parameter, the login SAP star no automatic user that.
Yes.
Okay, so now what happens in that old T code, the SCCL T code? Okay, in the previous thing, what happens when you create the client from 000. Okay, you do all these settings from the 000. Now what you need to do in the SCC, in the old T code, you have to log into the target client. Do you get it? In the old T code, you have to log into the target client, and when you want to log into the target client, so since it's a new client, the password for SAP star will be the default, which is PSS, is in small letter, pass.
Okay.
Okay, but since that parameter is not because no automatic user SAP star, it is the disabled, means you cannot log in with the default password. So now if you try to log in to client 000 with the SAP star user and password pass, it will give you an error. So before the client copy, you have to enable that parameter. You have to set it to 0, and then restart the application server, and then only you are allowed to log into the new client, 100 client with the SAP star user and password pass.
Okay.
Okay, that was the previous. This is the previous setting. Now from this SCCL and T code, you are not required to log into the target client. You don't have to log into the target client. You can directly run the client copy from any other third client. Okay, for example, your source client is 000, your target client is 100. You can do it from some other client also, let's say 200, 300, 400. But now what we are doing, we have only two clients. We have only the 000 client, and we have created the 100 client. We don't have any third client. So we will be doing the client copy for this 100 from 000 client.
Okay, from source also we can do the client copy.
From source also. It is recommended to run the client copy from a from other than these two systems, the source and the target. Okay, but right now, since we don't have any other system, we'll be running the client copy from the source system itself. Okay, so now here I have started the T code SCCLN. This is the T code. This is the screen for doing the client copy. It is asking you for the source client. It is asking you for the source client, the local client. Okay, and here I'm giving the local client as 000. So now it is asking me for the target client. So the target client I'm giving it 100. So this is the source client and this is the target client. Now it is asking me for the profile. What profile do you want? Now if you click on this field, if you click on this one, you will see all the profiles that are supported for this copy. So there are many of the profiles. The most common profile that you might have come across previously is the SAP_all profile, which means copy everything from client 000 to the client 100. That is SAP all. Then you might have also come with the SAP_CUST. It means only copy the customizing data from client 000 to client 100. Then CUSV, customizing and user variants. Then customizing without authorization profiles and roles. Then there are many. Then you have this. What we are going to do select is we are going to select SAP underscore UCUS. What is this profile? SAP underscore UCUS. This is the profile that we are going to be selecting. So what is it? It will copy all the customizing data and the user master records. Whatever user you have created in your source client, all those user will be copied to your target system. Is it clear?
Yes.
So we are using two things, customizing and user master record. So any of the user that we have created in 000 will automatically be available in client 100 after the system copy. By default, SAP recommends to go with the SAP underscore cus profile, the SAP underscore customizing profile. Okay, then but you can also go for SAP underscore. I'm selecting this profile so that I don't have to create again the user SAP star inside my SAP star and the DDIC user again in the target client. So I'm selecting SAP underscore U underscore CUS, SAP underscore U underscore UCUS. So this is the profile that I have selected. Then tolerate failed exit. This is an additional setting that I'm making over here. Tolerate failed exits. Okay, here it is. Tolerate failed tolerate failed exits. This one. Tolerate failed exits. Sometimes what happens due to some bug, there might be some exits or some issue in the client copy. So if you select on this tolerate failed exit, it will tolerate that exit. It means it will not exit. It will not exit from the client copy after any of this error occurs. It means even if the error occurs, it will continue doing the client copy. Okay, so it will tolerate the exits and it will continue with the client copy. So sometimes it happens, many of the cases in case because of some like development, some objects are locked, some objects are not available, or maybe any different thing. Your client copy may exit with giving you error. This and this error, client copy exited. So just to tolerate any fail exit, you give here it is showing here you are saying it even if any error occurs, continue with the client copy. Now last one, number of parallel processes. How much parallel processes you want to assign for this client copy? By default it is showing as 4. So here how much, just here you can see, here you can give us 40 also, you can give it 100 also, but it doesn't matter. See, if you give 100, it doesn't mean it will start with the 100 processes. So it depends on your work processes, which work processes your dialogue work processes. This depends on your dialogue work processes. So in case if you only have 10 dialogue work process and you're giving 100 value over here, so it doesn't mean that it will start 100 dialogue work processes. So it will only use the 80% of your available dialogue work processes. Okay, 80%. So for example, if I give 10 over here, it will only use 8 of my dialogue work processes and it will leave the 2 dialogue work processes for other users to log in. So here I have 25 dialog work process. So I will give here as 25 only. It will take it on its own. It will take the work processes. It will take the work process on its own. So here I have given all the values for my client copy. Now I will just start with direct execution. Start with direct execution. Once you click on direct execution, it will start doing the client copy, but it will not give you any update or no progress, nothing anywhere on the screen. So what you need to do over here is that you need to go into SCC3 for monitoring the local client copy. So I'm going into SCC3. I'm creating a new GUI window and here I am running SCC3. So this is a screen from where I can monitor my, see it is showing the active processes. The active process total is a 6 process, this one. So you can click on refresh from time to time and you can see the progress. So you see, you can see the what is it is doing right now. It is under the under the heading of processing status. So right now it is in analysis state. It is doing the analysis for your local client copy. So you can just from periodically you can click on refresh and you can see what exactly is happening. You can also see the change in the runtime. So till now it has completed 49 seconds. 49 seconds it is in the analysis state. Again I click on refresh. See, you can see over here it has completed 63 seconds. The previous value was 43, now it has changed to 63 and still it is in the analysis state. So you can just click on refresh to see how are the progress of it. Again, runtime 77 seconds.
Mustafa, I have a question here.
Yes.
Like in remote client copy also we can do the same thing, or like it is having like previous what we doing the same thing we need to do
See,
here also.
in the remote client copy, this is the step for your remote client copy.
Okay, okay, you are covering that one also, right? Okay, so no
No,
issues
we
with
will
that.
not be covering the practical, because see, for covering the practical, I need two systems.
Okay, no, like it is
Ah,
also like same thing, right?
same, everything is same. Okay, and if you already have created the FinB user, FinBTR user, and you have created
Hmm.
the RFC destination, and you have created the mapping, so then no need to do it again.
Hmm.
Okay, no need to do it again. But see, if you, this is your remote client copy again.
Okay.
So I think the remote client copy will not be doing it from the client 000 of any other client.
Yes,
You
no,
get my
it is
point?
from,
Client
correct,
000 will be only for your local client copy.
local
Source
client
system.
copy.
So for for maybe I think now I've created a client 100. You will create a new system, quality system, where you will have a client say 300. So on that 300 client, you will run a client copy from the source 100 of your development system. So I
Okay.
don't think in that case you will need that for creating that mapping and everything, because it's only required for 000 client. So you can directly start from this step. You can go into SCC9. Oh, sorry, not from this step. You can start with the creating of the this one new client.
New
Create the
client.
new client 300 in the new system, and from there you can run this client copy, and you can run this SCC9, and you can run the client copy.
Okay, no need to mapping right there.
No need for mapping over here other than client 000. Okay. So
Okay.
I'm doing it over here now. Okay, so we were in the monitoring state. Okay, so I have started the client copy. This step is done. Now the monitoring state is in process. We are monitoring the client copy. Okay, so now if you see over here, the last, if you see, it has completed 83 seconds. The last analysis state, it completed successfully. Now currently it is in the state of finalizing pre-processing. Okay, now again if I click on refresh, okay, you can see progress deletion 100%. See total number of tables copied, progress copy. So this is the progress of client copy. It is at 0%. Okay, number of active processes of copy, 9 active processes. So if I run SM50 from here, I can see how much processes are running for this client copy. Okay, can you see it is using so many work processes? This is all for your client copy. You can also refresh or monitor the work processes from here. See, I'm refreshing and it is using so many work processes. You will see some work process empty. See, for example, this is empty. This is empty 2. Then here, this work process, this one is empty 3. This one is empty 4. And almost, I think 5 work process or 6 work process are empty. 6 work processes are empty. So if you take out 25 into 80%, so it will be 20 work processes. Okay, it means it will leave out 5 work processes. It will only use 20 work process for your client copy. Okay, so you can see I have already seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 work processes are currently remaining idle.
Yeah, in dialogue in upper, there's no, that is also information is there. In out of 25, 6 are free.
Yes, so here it is. So that's the reason I told you at that space, even if you give 100, it will not do the client copy with 100, because you should have that work processes available in your system for running using that many of parallel work processes. So you saw that even after giving 25, it is not using the 25 work processes. It is only using 80% of the total work processes. Okay, so now I see that here the client copy progress is 0. Now again, let me refresh it. Just still refreshing. You can also run the monitoring in case if this is getting slow or getting You can also monitor it from your DPMon. I think the system has got slow. I think you can see it is taking time.
Yeah, because it require almost all work process, right?
Yeah, but
Because
still
of
there are
that.
20% of work process are available. See, at this I'm running the DPMon on my OS level. Here it doesn't goes for your work process. It is directly executed on your OS level, DPMon process.
Correct.
Let me see how much it is using up. Let me run the top command. So here you can see if I run the top command, see here the CPU utilization is 0.2 only. See, there are two CPUs and you can see the CPU utilization is almost nil, I think. And that is still there are available free work process, sorry, free memory also is available. Okay. Still why it is taking. Let me again cancel it. Let me again try to run a DPMon. Okay, still no, it is not able to run it. Let me check the processes from my operating system top command. Okay, so here also there is 4.6% utilization. Okay, you can see that it has almost I think 31 GB of free memory. Okay, free memory is around 30 GB something. This is my application server. Here also the memory is the free memory is around 138 MB. Don't go for this value. See, actually here 8 GB of memory is used in buffers and caches. So this is just a temporary use for your memory. In case if the operating system needs memory, it will clear out the buffers and caches which is no longer required. So again, it's everything is going into zero only. Then why I think this application process is stuck over here. Let me click stop transaction. Actually, lately, I think maybe in the last couple of months, I have just facing some issue with the performance of your Azure VM. Earlier, it was very fast and very good, but now I don't know what is it. It's giving some issues in the performance stuff. See, there is no CPU utilization. See, there is nothing CPU. Here in the application server also, the CPU utilization is negligible. And even the memory, we have free memory also. But again, it is, I don't know what is happening. It is getting not responding. Let me check. No, okay, let me. These are the work processes. These are active. These are the work process which are running. W0, W1, W3. So it's running, but it has hanged up the system. Okay, I think this might be the action about. The update work process is stuck over here. All the 5 background work job is also stuck. There is no response from the system. I will do one thing. I will stop the application server and start it again. I have not faced this issue anytime before, but I don't know why. It is not even restarting the system also. This is stuck.
Yeah, it is totally hang.
It's some issue with from the Azure, the cloud side.
Okay.
Well, it is nothing. It has become so. If you see the top command, it is still showing as
Yeah,
like
it is not
unverified.
showing like nothing
The
is
system
there.
is not, but there is something with this. Maybe the disk, the storage, maybe something to do with the storage, or maybe the network side, network from Azure, Azure cloud side.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm running this stop command. It is stuck over here. Let me close this windows one by one. Okay, so it's stopped now. See, nothing is happening. Let me do one thing. Let me restart the application. Let me restart the whole VM.
Okay.
Okay, it's connected now. Log into that first one. Okay, database is connected. Now let me start the application server. Okay, the application server has started over here. Let me check. Now it is working. Okay, all this work process are also free. Okay, let me log in into the system.
And one more thing I need to ask Musafir.
Yes, Savina.
Like in normally client copy will schedule it is as a background, right?
Come again.
We need to schedule the this one client copy like process in background, right?
In background. Why?
Yeah. No, because like sometimes like it will taking too much dialog process, then it will be hang or like something will happens, right?
It's up to you.
Just
You can do that. But normally, yes, I think it's up to you.
okay. Because I faced sometimes okay now whenever we need to running in the dialog process, no,
Mm-hmm.
the total system is will be hanged. Okay. After some time, it is like what you call just exit the full application or plan
Okay.
the client copy got failed. Okay, 2 3 times.
Mm-hmm. Now
After
what
that,
is
we just
this?
scheduled in background. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but it takes some time, but it finished it.
Now it is not logging into the client 000. What is this issue? Let me try to log in over here. See, now it is not logging into client 000 or also 100 because now I cannot log in with. I'm using my same password and it is not allowing me to log in. So I will have to do some tweaking over here. Okay, so let me check from my application side. Oh, sorry, not from my database side. Now let me try to connect HDB SQL minus I 3, instance number is 3, and user SAP HA HANA DB. SAP HANA DB. The password was my master password. Okay, and I will have to log in into my database. I have to log in this I have to log in into my tenant database, so no need to provide any detail. So here I'm connected over here. Let me select mandate user. No, it's not user, it is bname. Mandate bname and flag from USR02. Okay, select star from SAP HANA DB USR02. Select mandate bname flag from USR0. What is
You
it?
just wrote USER.
Sorry. It is USR02. Invalid column name. So which column name is invalid? Flag. I think it is U flag. User flag. The column name is user flag. So select mandate MANDATE. Mandate is for your client number, B name is for the username, and U flag is for the flag of the user. Okay, so I can see over for the client 000 SAP star. I think we have logged this user. So 64 means logged by system administrator. TMS ADM is open. SAP admin user is also open. Then why it is not allowing me to log in? I thought it might have gone. Okay. 100 also we have SAP star admin, but it's not allowing me to log in. Now let me do one thing. Update USR 0 update USR 02 set U no not U set U flag is equal to 0 where B name equals to SAP star and mandate equals to 000. So here it is. So what I'm doing over here is one row affected. Now if you run the last command, so here you can see that the SAP star user for client 100 is 0 now, should be 0 now. It is not showing over here. It is SAP star user is client 0. Okay. But why the DDIC has again returned? Okay, this is okay. Okay, so now let me try to log in with the SAP star user of client 000. SAP star. Yeah, I was able to log in with SAP star US SU01. It is not locked. Why it was not able to? Let me change the password. Welcome 123. Welcome 123. Better I will do one thing. SAP admin client 000. SAP admin. Create SAP admin. My license is also okay. Then why is it not allowing me to log in? Client 000 SAP admin.
Can you check the table once?
Okay,
Is there
which
something that SAP USR02 only? Because something
Hmm.
happened to this user.
No, I think it's everything is okay. So here is that user SAP admin. It is not locked also in the client 000.
Yeah,
So
it's
you
showing that one only because like when we are doing like this one, right? Like master data copy in for the
Mm-hmm.
user.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Something happened for there on
But
that
I
time.
deleted this user. And I deleted and recreated it again. I deleted this user SAP admin. I created it again. So
Mm.
let me do another. Let me create a new user. Make it as a B basis admin. Let me create a user as basis admin. Logon data. Here I'm giving the password. Welcome 123. Welcome 123. Profiles. SAP all. Authorization Prabha SAP all does not exist or is inactive. I think it is
Try.
because of this one. I think. Let me do one thing. No. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me again delete this user SAP admin and like copy it from SAP star. That is, sorry. It's not giving any error also particular. I think it has something to do with the SAP all profile. Check for the profile. Authorization default values. Over the T code for the profiles also. I think it was the reason that we restarted the system and it was doing something, and I think something got corrupted or I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
That's
so
the
now
thing.
we'll not waste any time over here. So see, this is the okay. So let me tell you one thing. Okay, this is a very good opportunity to tell you about the safety measure that we talked about was that of taking regular backups after every milestone. So if you see over here, the last backup I think that we took before client copy was after our load generation. We took a backup after the load generation. If you see over here, so our last backup, when was the last backup for? Let me open this HANA Studio. I think it's a very good opportunity that you came across this scenario. So you can see now that nothing is now in picture place. Now what to do at this moment? So instead of wasting more time, we can directly go and do the backup restore, and you can start from the last state after we took the backup. I think maybe after TMS and profile, let me check from what after what step we to take the backup for. Okay, so let's go into this backup catalog systems instance DB. So our last backup was for June 11. Okay, and sorry, so our Delta backups. So the last Delta backup was on 18th of June. Okay, for our last class, and it was on at what time? Incremental backup. The backup was for 11:29 p.m. Okay, sorry, 8 hours 11 p.m. 8 hours and 11 p.m. So what I'm going to do is there, I'm going to right click backup, no, not backup, sorry, right click on this one, right click backup and recovery, recover system, recover tenant database. So I'm going to recover my tenant database. Okay, this is the tenant database H4D. Next, recover database to its most recent state. Okay, recover the database to the following point in time because there was a specific backup. So you can do, I can recover the database to a following point in time. So which point in time I want it? I want it for date 18th. 18. So I want till the date of 18th of apply 18th of June 2022 time. So what time, till what time we have the backup? 8:11. So let me give it till like say 9 a.m. So I'm giving the time as 9 a.m. India Standard Time, system this, and I will click on next. Next is search for the backup. It will search for the backup. We are in that location. Offline database must be offline. Okay. Now it is going to first stop the database. It is stopping the tenant database. If you want to see, you can check it from here.
Yeah, but we need to stop the application, no?
I guess it's no issue with that. Even the application is started. The users which are connected, that they will face issues, but it is not like the backup will be restored. You can see that the tenant database is getting stopped.
Stop
It is
there.
stopping the tenant database. Okay. So once the tenant database stops, it will start with the recovery process. If you want, for the time being, you can also stop the application also. You can also stop the application, though it, even if the application is started, the users will not be able to connect. They will get an RABX error, RABX error, because the system is not able to connect to the database. Other than that, there will be no issues with that.
Yeah, Muzaffar bhai.
Yes.
Yeah, hi, Kamar here.
Yes, Kamar.
Muzaffar bhai, when we will do incremental backup, suppose
Mhm.
there are 3 to 4 backups, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So we need to recover all those backups, right? For the time point in time recovery,
Mm-hmm.
right?
See, here, no, here in the HANA database, it is not required to manually recover each and every incremental backup.
Okay.
Okay, what I've given a point in time recovery. Okay, I checked in my backup. I saw that I have an incremental backup for the 18th of June for 8:11 a.m. Sorry,
Okay.
8:11 p.m. I think yes. Okay, so I did a mistake over here, but I can see the backup over here for 20. I see I cannot see the backup for 18 because I made a mistake in the timing. I selected 9 a.m. and the backup I had was for 8:11 p.m. So see, it is not showing me the backup of over here for 18th of June. Okay, so here I need to go back again back. Here I need to make a change over here. Instead of 19, I need to make it 21. That is 9 in the night, 9 p.m. Again, let me click on next. Next. Here it will search for all the backups which are available in the system. So yeah, can you see if no, yeah, it is still it is not showing that backup for that. But since I have given the date of like a 9C, can you see over here? Database will be recovered. See this line over here. Database will be recovered 18th of June in the till the 9 p.m. The database will be recovered till 9. But why I'm going it till 9 p.m. I can do it from today. I think what time we had this issue. I think we can recover till I think before. Anybody remember the time till when we started with the client copy?
It was 230 above only, so we can
230
recover
above
till
only, because
230.
see, after that we also created the user fin btr, then we created the RFC. So let me do one thing instead. So I'll do one thing. I will, instead of this time, I will select today's date. What is today's date? 25th. I'll try to recover my database till today 2:30 p.m. 2:30, that is 2 o'clock. Let me recover it till 2 o'clock. This 2 or maybe like 2:30 something. So the reason for recovering till today is that we don't have to again do the repeat exercise for doing this TMS configuration and profile parameters. So all will be covered till today's time. I'm clicking on next, next, and no issues. Just click on next. So here is the final screen. If you want, you can review it. I will click on finish, and it will start with the restoration. It will start with the recovery. If you want to further monitor the recovery, you can do it from your database system. From here, cd trace cd db underscore h4d and tail minus f backup.log. This is the file. You can use this file for monitoring. So here you can see it is recovering all the database over here. Okay, index server. Now it is restoring the index server. And here I think it is showing your index server. It is restoring up to 4%, 9%. Recovery progress of service index server 9%, 14%.
Yeah, Muzaffar bhai.
Yes.
For if we have incremental backup, suppose on
Mhm.
Wednesday the system got crashed or Thursday system got crashed.
Hmm.
So in order to get the data, we need to record Monday, Tuesday backups, incremental backups also, or directly we can go up to Wednesday and we can do it as you are doing it.
See, let me again again say to see in the HANA database, you don't have to manually recover each and every incremental backup. This is done for other databases. Okay, in case of other database like Sybase database or maybe like MaxDB and Oracle database, there what you need to do is that first you have to recover the full backup, first backup. Then you have to recover that incremental backup. Then you have to recover the log backups to bring it to a point in time.
Okay.
But here I just have to give the time till what time I want to bring my database. It will do the calculation. HANA database will do the calculation based on whatever backups it has, and it will bring that database to that time, that point in time.
Okay.
So you don't have to manually give that, okay, now recover the first backup for 11th of June, then recover the incremental backup of 13th of June, then recover the incremental backup of 15th of June. We don't have to give this manual steps. Everything will be done automatically.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. But for other cases, it is the process, right? Only for
Then
HANA it
in
is
Sybase
simple.
database, you first have to recover the first full backup. After that, you have to recover the incremental backup. Then you have to recover, after the incremental, you have to recover the log backup till that time.
Okay. For differential, for that backup, we don't need only a full backup, and the backup which was the previous date we have to recover, right? In other databases.
No, I can't get your query. What?
For when if you are taking a differential backup,
See, again, here also, that also you don't have to see. The HANA database will do its own calculation. You just have to give the time. I want the backup to be recovered till 9 o'clock for this date. Okay, for example, 24th June, 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. You just have to give the time. Whatever, it will do its own calculation. Whatever backup it will get to bring the system to as near as possible to that recovery time.
okay. I'm not. I'm just discussing about other database. Muzaffar.
Okay.
In for other database, we have to do that process, right? Full backup
yes.
and the last differential backup.
Yes, you have to
Yeah.
do that.
One thing I need to tell in this case, okay, whenever you recover
Hello, Savinay. Hello.
separate for
Yes, Savinay, we
the
lost your
files.
voice.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hello.
come again.
Now,
Yes, now it's
yeah.
audible.
Whenever we need to like full backup be restored, right? It
Mhm,
will ask the files. Okay, now. Though
mhm,
on that time we need to provide the files, whichever that they ask, not entire thing.
mhm,
Okay, because we restore like in this one Oracle and Sybase. Okay,
mhm,
restore to 3 times. It will
mhm.
asking like only like 5 to 6 files.
Okay,
After the this one full backup.
okay.
Those things will be there, but just we need to keep in mind whatever files it need to ask, no, those files we need to provide it. That's
Okay.
it.
Yes, that is it. You can also monitor the data volume of this file. For example, ll-h/hana data h4d mnt hdb3. This is the file for your index server. This is the data volume for index server. You can monitor this also. You can run it as watch ls-lh. You can see the different, you can see the progress here also. So here, if you see on this screen, you will see that it is stuck. You will see that it has stuck. You will see why it is so, why it has hanged up or what. But here you can see the update. You can see the file is growing. It is dumping all the data into this file. Even if you see, if you go back to the previous screen also, where we saw this one tail -f, see here it is stuck at 90%. There is no update after this. You will see that, okay, whether it has stuck or whether it has hanged up. What should I do? You can go and come into and you can check the size of this file, and you will see that there is some changes going on over here. So it will bring this file up to 80 GB, and then it will show that it has completed the backup recovery. So it is now 57 GB. So just for your information, the data volume underscore date under this location, HANA data SID MNT 0001 HDB 003. This is the file for your index server, data volume for your index server. This contains all your application data, everything. All your application data is stored in this data volume. 71 GB. 72. Yeah, there is no progress. See, now I think fail, fallback, setback, 74. See, now you can see the progress over here, 76, 77. So now it's almost finished, I think. Okay, it is still loading, 77, 78. This will come up to 81 and then it will finish up. Okay, so now you can see it has come up to 80. I think 81, it has to come up till 81. Hmm? 81. I think it is almost done. It will finish any moment over here. Okay, so it has finished the recovery. It will now restart all these databases. Okay, now it is restarting the databases. Now, if you go and if you check for the database, it will now start the tenant database. See, now it is starting the tenant database. Okay, now everything is started. I think the database backup is finished. Can you see? The backup restore is completed. Now close it. Now let me start the application server. Okay, so my database, my application has started. Let me log into my application. Okay, I will log in into client 000 SAP admin. Okay, now you can see I'm able to log into my application. Yeah. So let me see till where it has restored. So the last thing that we did was, let me start from the client, whether it is the client exists or not. Okay, so SCC4, let me check in SCC4. Okay, so you can see that the client exists. So this setting before everything, this is here. Before the client creation, let me check after the client creation about this user, whether this user exists or not, which I think won't exist, I think. SU01. Okay, so for this user FinBTR SD. Okay, so you can see over here the user, this does not exist. So it means it has restored till 2:30 p.m. this afternoon. So I have to again create the user, create the RFC, and again I have to do the mapping, and then we'll start the client copy, restart the client copy. Okay. So now let me go into SU. I have already in SU01 FinBTR SD. Now create this user, system user, password. Okay, so here I am creating this user FinBTR as this logon data. This is the password. Okay, after giving the password, system user, here you have to give the system user. Okay, system user, the password, and these are the two profiles. Okay, I'm saving this user saved. Now I'll go and create an RFC connection. /n SM59 ABAP connection, create FinBT this 3, save. Okay, generation does already exist. Okay, it was because of this wizard which we ran last time also, because the last class also we executed that wizard. Do you want to delete the destination? Yes. Create a destination. Okay, here in the description. Okay, let me put in the description. Okay, technical settings, target host, instance number 01, then logon and security. Client will be 000 client. This is the user. This is the user, and the password. This is your password. And save the destination, save the RFC connection. Saved. Now run the connection test. Connection test successful. You can run the authorization test. Authorization test also successful. Now last thing remaining is to do the mapping. Cross client. New entries. Client 000, destination this, save it. The mapping is also done. Now we have to start with the local client copy. So now we will run sccln. Okay, the source client copy 000, target client 100. This one is ucus, tolerate failed exits, and this will be 25. And start with the direct execution. So I'm directly executing it. Now I can create a new SAP GUI window, and I can go for SCC3 and monitor the client copy. Okay, here it is. Now it is in the phase of initialization. It has completed only 8 seconds. If you want, you can run this from here. ML. So here you can see all the process. Still, it is like in the initial stage only. You cannot see all this process starting up. Let me see if I can start it. Connect, remove copy. No, I cannot start it from here. Okay, it's completed 51 seconds. It's still in the analysis phase. Let me check if I can leave GUI window and I can check SM50. It is still, it has started this dialog which is on internal. Refresh. 94 runtime, 94 seconds. Still in the analysis. Normally this client copy takes around 10 minutes. It will complete around 10 minutes. In the previous old T-code SCCL, it takes more than 1 hour, somewhere around 1 hour for doing the client copy. Okay, so now the analysis was successful. It took 117 seconds, and now it has gone into the finalized pre-processing. Okay, so see, saw over here that the system became unusable because of some issue, and how we saved that time. Instead of going again back and reinstalling of all those applications server, we just restored the last backup or a point in time recovery before the issue occurred in the system, and we were able to bring up the system to the last working situation. Okay, here you can see here, I think last time it was stuck over here. So total number of tables it has to copy 62,141. Okay, the deletion, this is for the percentage of deletion. Total number of tables deletion 110,777. It is completed 10% of deletion. 13% of deletion. 19% deletion. 37% deletion. 47%. 62.66%. 77.58. 90%. Oh, 100%. It has completed 100% of the deletion phase. Now it will start with the copy phase. Now this figure will keep on increasing. Runtime 235 seconds. 0.01%. 0.03%. Starting up quite slow. Okay, now you can see all the work processes have started up. 5%. Oh, 11.39%. Total time till now it is around 283 seconds. Number of active processes is 18. 22%. And everything you can see is now in green. Yeah, 25%. Okay, you can see 58%. The time is now 321 seconds, which is around 5 minutes 21 seconds. Okay, 100%. It's completed 100%. Now it will go into post processing. Okay, so you can see processing status, post processing, that is also completed. Let me come on this screen. This screen will finish up and it will give you the execution details and time once it finishes. So I think it is still running. Okay, processing status, post processing. Total time till now it is under 358 seconds, which is around 11 minutes. Okay, you can see it's almost finished. You can see all the things over here. Background work process, 3 backgrounds are free, 2 is occupied. 2 background work processes are occupied. Time taken 463 seconds. Okay, last time when I showed you the update work process, there was nothing in the list. Now, here also, because here I saw the what update work process is running. So I thought we might have something here in this. No. Client overview, client review, timeline, local copy. Okay, it is nearing 600 seconds. 600 seconds is equal to 10 minutes. So I already told you that it takes somewhere around 10 minutes. So maybe around little more about 10 minutes, maybe somewhere between 10 to 11 minutes. Okay, can you see over there? It has completed just nearing 11 minutes. If you see in the screen, it has completed. Okay, and what was it? See, exit status analysis phase success, processing state finish, highest message severity. In the highest message severity, there was an abort. If you want to check what was that message, you can go on the red markings over here. You can check for it. Phase initialize, resume remote exception function, SCCR run exit, and just check remote. So this was the phase in which it gave an error. Other than that, other than everything, I think it is successful. Yellow ones are the warning. I think we can ignore the warnings and all. What is the warning? Client copy uses the obsolete function tr append log. So this is just you can say bug, or you can say it's a shortcoming of the application. So other than that, the first one, I don't think there is any other error message. Okay, that was only the error message over here. Phase initialize phase, resumed remote exception function. If you check other exit execution, I think here also there is only one over initialization. I think it might be the same one which we went through. Okay, so if you hadn't selected the tolerate failed exit, it would have exited at this point itself only, and it wouldn't have completed the client copy. But since we selected the tolerate failed exit, it has completely done the client copy and has returned the main over here. If you see everything, if you see the processing status, finish, analysis process, success, most of the things I think all is completed. I think we can ignore this point, this part over here. You can ignore this part. And if you see the total time which it took for doing the client copy was 661 second, which is equal to 11 minutes and 1 second. Okay, so it took 11 minutes for the client copy, and a client copy is completed. Now I can log in into the new client. Now I can log in into the new client. Now let me log in into a new client. Now you can see the default client for login is 100. I will give the client as SAP admin, and again I will use the same password as for my 000 client, because we have copied the customizing as well as the user master record. So here I'm doing it, and here you can see that I was able to log into my client 100. Okay, is it clear with everyone? Yes, hello everyone.
Yes, it's clear.
Okay, so we have created a client, and we did a successful client copy from the local client 000. Now we'll take a break of like 15 minutes, and then we'll connect again, and then we'll proceed. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so what we did till now was that we created a client and we did the client copy successfully, and the client copy was successful. Okay, now the second part comes as a remote client copy. We won't be able to take this topic because we need two systems for this, for remote client copy. So, but the steps are here. The steps will be same as which is shown over here. First, you need to go into SM59. You have to create an RFC. Okay, you have to create a RFC. Just a minute. Okay, so we before that we need to create an RFC. Why do we need to create an RFC? Because for doing a remote client copy, you need an RFC for getting the data from the remote client. Okay, so we'll create an RFC by the name, or this is the name over here, and you will connect it to your source system. You will get the target host as your source system. Okay, and the client to which you want to connect the user and password for that client from which you will be doing the client copy. After creating that RFC, then you have to do the SCC9N, and here you have to mention that RFC from which you will be getting the data, copying the data from the source system. Okay, and after doing this client copy, it will start the client copy, and your remote client copy will be successful. Is it clear? Any doubt on this?
No.
Okay, now next comes your client export and import. What you can do is here you can export your client from here, and you can go on the target. Okay, transport is mandatory between source and target or no? Can you just clarify this question, Dinesh?
That STMS is mandatory?
Yes,
Between-
yes. Since you are doing an export and import, it will be done through your TMS.
Okay.
Okay, so that is the reason STMS has to be configured before this. Because without that, you won't be able to do a client export and import. Okay, so in this, how to do a client export? You need to go into SCC8N. Go into the T code SCC8N. So here I'm going into the T code SCC8N. Oh, here what you have to mention, you have to give the target client transport request target for which system you want to export this. So what is your target system? Select the target system from here. So you have S4D, S4P, S4Q. So maybe for the next system, that is S4Q, you select the next system and this client will be exported for this system, your quality system. I've collected it as S4Q. Here also I need to mention it as S4 quality. Source client. So what will be a source client for it? So you can check it from here. So you only have two clients over here, client 000 and client 100. So let me export my 100 client. So here also you need to export your 100 client. AS client S4Q is equal to AS client. So I'm exporting my 100 client. So here I'm exporting my 100 client. Then profile, what profile you want. So again, I'm selecting the same profile, SAP underscore you customizing and user. So this is the same profile I'm using. Number of parallel work process, again, I'm making it as 25. So I provided all the information. Now I can click on direct execution and I'm executing it. Now it has started exporting my client. Okay, it has started exporting my client. How you can monitor that? So I've given a small script over here, the command from which you can monitor whether the client has been actually this is for exporting. I think you can monitor it for export also. The client, the command is actually for importing, monitoring import. Let me check from here in my system whether I can monitor it for export also or not. So I'm executing this command over here. Okay, reading SRSAP trans CMP is the directory. SRSAP logs transport. This is for 25th CC SOD. There is no output over here in CCD. Client copy, I think this is it, but I'm not getting any information dump in file. CD/USR SAP trans log ls minus LTR. This file is actually still not giving any output over here. And if I go into cd./tmp, nothing. Okay, so it has started the export, but I still cannot see any detail. If I think like if you want to check the details, you can go into a new GUI window, go into export logs ST, go into STMS. Here, go for S4Q. No. Request, go to import monitor, import history. SCC3. Let me go into SCC3. Okay, can you see over here? Can you see the details over here? This is for your export, client export. You have to monitor it from client export only. Analysis success. Now it is in the export data phase. How much it has exported right now? 0. How much time it has taken? Almost 140 second, 47 second. That is, I think, 2.5 minutes. Okay. It is still in the start phase only. I think this might take some time because it is dumping file on your disk. Monitor client copy, we can have the same over here. Export and import. So this is here, you can monitor it. And then this is going to take quite some time. Maybe it is writing on the disk. If you want to check which where it is writing, USR, SAP, trans, co-file, ls-ltr. No, it has still not created a co-file. cd // data. Okay, so now let's move forward. Let us keep this running. We'll keep the client export running and we'll move forward for another activity. Let us check. Okay, so here it is. We will keep this running and we'll monitor it. Still not done. Let me go with the next process. Importing will not be possible because we don't have a target client. Sorry, another system. So here it is. So this is done. We are only in the monitoring process. Now comes your, after doing the client copy, what you can do is that you can restrict client copy. What you can do is that restrict client copy by making it no overwriting, so that nobody cannot, anyone else cannot start a client copy on this client in the future by mistake. Okay, by mistake someone start, instead of giving the target clients as 100. Okay, sorry, in case if giving the target client as 200 and they give it by mistake as 100 and they start the client copy, it will start getting overwritten on your the client 100. So to avoid this mistake, what you can do is that you can go into SCC4, have come in your client, and you can make this setting no restriction. You can make this setting as no overwriting. If you select this no overwriting, then no one can by mistakenly overwrite your client in the future. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, so now let us move forward for the next step, which is client delete. How to delete a client. So before deleting a client, let me first create a client. Okay, so let us first create a client. I will be creating a new client by the name as 200. Let me create a new client. So again, I'm going into SCC4. Going to SCC4, read write, make it read write. Sorry, make it in the change mode, new entries, and here I will create a new client by the name as 200. 200. The name of this client will be test because I'm going to delete this client. So test, again the city, make it Mumbai, currency in India. client role, test. Rest of the settings I will make it is as the default setting. I don't need to make the changes now, but just for your understanding, I'm making these changes to no overwriting. Just for your understanding, I'm making it as no overwriting. Okay, I've created a new client 200 with the default setting, only except is production level. Now after creating this client, I'm going into local client copy SCCLN. I'm going into SCCLN. I'm going into this client. Okay, again I'm taking the source client as 000. Target client now it will be 200. The target client here it should be 200. Okay, because I'm doing a client copy from 000 to 200. Again the profile will be the same. Okay, the profile will be the same. Tolerate failed exits, number of parallel work processes 25 something. Okay, and then I can directly go for direct execution. Production client cannot be. Can you see the error message over here? Productive client cannot be used as target client. It is giving an error. It is not starting the client copy. Okay, it is not. What is productive client cannot be used as target client. Okay, it says that I cannot do a client copy for my target client as 200. So let me again go over here. Go back to SCC4. Make it a new SCC4. I've opened a new window. Okay, I am changing the 200 client. I will change the setting for my 200 client. Earlier I made it at no overwriting. Now I'll make it at no restriction and save it. Okay, I'm making it and save it. Now again I will go over here and again I will click on direct execution. Can you see another? Now this is a different error. This is not the previous error. What it is saying, another process is currently running in the local system. Timestamp this is actually I'm exporting the client 100 from here. From this here it is exporting the client 100, so it is not starting a new client copy. Another process is currently running in the local system timestamp user SAP admin. Okay, but I think this will take quite a long time, so we cannot wait for it. Okay, still it is that you can see it is still at 0% only. So I think let me cancel this client copy. I will come over here and stop transaction. Okay, it was cancelled. Let me check over here. Okay, it exited. So the client copy, I cancelled the export because it was taking a long time. So I've cancelled the export. Now again return, let me return back to my, okay, from 000 to 200. Now this is the client copy which I'm doing from 000 to 200. Again, let me click on direct execute. Let's see, last time it gave me this error. Another process is currently running. So let me execute it again. Okay, can you see it has started executing? It has started running. Now I can monitor it from SCC3. Okay, you can see over here. It has taken, it is 10 seconds. It has run so far 10 seconds. It is now in the analysis phase. Okay, now completed the analysis phase. Now it is into the final pre-processing state. So now I am running the client copy for from 000 to 200 client. Local client target. Import on destination client. This is for the import. S4Q. Target client for the import 325. Monitor. Okay. Restrict client copy. Okay, here I have shown you what is about restrict client copy, client deletion. So before this, we are creating a new client. Okay, so it is now starting with the client copy. It is almost run time is 145 seconds. It has only started with 5 work processes. Okay, so it has increased to 18 work process now. So is it clear till now? Any doubts and queries? Okay, my client copy for 100 was finished. Restrict client copy. Let me restrict client copy on 100. So for the 100, I'm changing the production level from no restriction to no overwriting, so that nobody mistakenly start a client copy again on 100. Okay, so here I'm saving it, and this is now when I do this, nobody will be able to do a client copy on this target client. Also, one more setting is there. If you see the client role that I've selected for 100 is customizing. In case if I select the client role as production, if I select the client role as production and I have not, I give the production level to no restriction. Again, in this case, it will not do a client copy because you have given the role of this client as production. Here also, even if you have given the production level as no restriction, it will not start a client copy on this target client which has the client role of production. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, so I have changed it. Okay, so let me check. No overriding. Okay, I already saved this setting, and this I have not saved the setting. Okay, so this is done. So that is for just for information. So now let me check where are we for client 200. Okay, you can see over here progress deletion, and it is almost complete. So it might take 2-3 more minutes to do complete the post processing. So we'll wait for that post processing to complete. Okay, it is completed. So here you can see over here that my client copy for client 200 has completed. Okay, if you want to check, you can check whether you are able to log in to client 200. I have to change the client over here from to 200. Again, log in with the SAP ADM user and the password which was same for your 000 client. So here you can see that I'm able to log in to my new client, client 200. Here is the new client. So now new client, I created a new client 200. I did a client copy from 100 to 200. Now I will delete that client. Now I'm going to delete the client 200. I'm going to delete the client 200. So normally again, if you are using the old T code SCC9, I think on what is the T code for deleting SCC5. If you are using the old T code SCC5, you have to log in to the target client. The target client means the client that you want to delete. You have to log into that client and you have to run SCC5 and you have to delete that client. But again here with the new T code, you don't have to log into the target client. You can delete it from another client also. So right now I'm logged in into client 100 and from here I'm running the T code SCC5N. So here I'm running the client. It's asking me which client to delete. So here I'm selecting the client from here. I am selecting the client 200, the test client. So I want to delete the client 200. There's a tick box over here. Delete the system from the table T000. What does this mean? This means over here, if you remember before running the client copy, we went into SCC4 and we created the client from here. So actually when you create the client from here, it creates a record in the T000 client. It makes an entry for the new client. So the same thing is that whether you want to delete this entry from the SCC4 or not. Okay, if you are just deleting the client and you want to again run a client copy on it, so maybe you don't want to delete the entry from this SCC4. If you don't want to delete the entry from SCC4, you can leave this checkbox unchecked. But if you want to delete the entry from SCC4, that after deleting the client, this entry from here should also be deleted, then select this checkbox. Okay, so here you have to give the target client. Here I've selected the target client 200. Delete the system from table T000 and the number of parallel work process, make it as 25. Okay, and then I give direct execution. Again the same, I give direct execution. Again I can go into SCC3 and monitor the deletion. You can see it has started client deletion. It has started client deletion for the client 200. It is now in the analysis state. Okay, here also I think monitor import, monitor local client copy, monitor client export. I think here also in this case also you can monitor it from there itself. Monitor client copy. Yeah, monitor again client copy from your remote client copy, local client copy, monitor client export, and here you can have to do now. This is we have started the client deletion and we are in the monitoring phase. Okay, so let's see where we have got. Okay, it has completed. The client deletion is successful. If you see over here, client 200, delete, finished. So client deletion has finished. You can see it has given the output over here, a highest message severity warning. Okay, here it is. And now if you go into SCC4, if you go into /n SCC4, you will see that the entry has also been deleted. You can see there is no entry for client 200. Because why? Because we check, because we tick the checkbox for deleting the entry from table T000. Is it clear with is it clear till now?
Yes.
Okay, so we have done this, we have taken this, we have how to create how to do a local client copy. In the local client copy, you have to create an you have to create a user, you have to create a RFC connection, and then you have to create a you have to map the destination with the client, and then you can start with the local client copy, and you can monitor it from here. Remote client copy, you have to create an RFC destination to the target client from which you want to copy the data. Okay, after that okay, monitor data, start remote client copy. So maybe after starting the remote client copy, you can start with the monitoring of the data. So here you have created the RFC connection. After creating the RFC connection, start the remote client copy. After starting the remote client copy, you can monitor the remote client copy from here, SCC3. Create a user, RFC destination, map client 4 5 monitor, then 1 2 3 monitor client, 1 start export, monitor client export, and then you have to start the import on destination system, and then you have to let me use the same naming target. Start import on target system, monitor import on target system. Fourth, class restrict client copy. After client copy, then client delete, start client deletion, and monitor client deletion. That is it. So we have covered all this topic till now. Now what you have to do, take a database backup. Now on the safer side, trigger a database backup. So in case after this, if you face any issue, you don't have to again go and again create a new client and do the client copy. So after any major activity, just take a backup. Okay, and we have seen a very good example today how our backup was useful to us, so that we don't have to go and again do the whole installation again. So I'm taking the backup. This is a command for taking incremental backup. I can run it over in that database system. So here I'm running the command for the backup. Okay, you can monitor the backup. Okay, it's already completed. You can see how much time it took. 3200 millisecond. It took around the server time. It took 3200132. Our overall time was 3200 millisecond. That is around 3.2 seconds. It took 3.2 seconds for the backup. If you want to cross verify from your HANA here, you can just refresh this screen, and you can see a new backup over here, incremental backup, but still it is says it is running. Okay, here it has given you the prompt. Okay, the reason here is because we have given it asynchronous. This is the reason we have given it asynchronous. So it has given you the prompt back. Okay, it has given you the prompt back. Now, if you want to monitor the backup, you need to go into cd trace cd db underscore h4d and tail -f backup.log. So you can see 67% is completed till now, 74%. So just below this take backup, let me another line over here, tail -f But here I need to. Is equal to, okay, then this is the SID H4D. So here it will be DB underscore SID. There we have the DB underscore SID. Okay, then here is the instance number 03 is the instance number of the DB. DB underscore instnum. Okay, it is 3. Now again there is a here instance, this is a host name, DB underscore host name. DB underscore host name. Okay, one last thing, again there is a SID over here, DB underscore SID. So let me just copy this part from here, copy and change it over here. Now this is a complete command over here. So in case even if you change the SID, the instance number host name from this sheet over here, from the information sheet, it will be updated over here. So just copy paste and it will work. So I think the backup was successful. If I again go into HDB over here and refresh it. So now it is not showing any update. Let me refresh it. So you can see it has completed successfully. The total time taken was 1 minute 35 seconds. And the total backup size was 14.86 GB. Here it is, database backup. I'm done with the client copy. Backup also, we have taken the backup successfully. Now after every backup command, I can just run the tail -f command. Okay, so here I'm taking a backup from the command line. If you're not comfortable with the command line, or you have not worked mostly on the Linux command line, then you can directly go and take the backup from your HANA Studio. Is it clear? This is just for faster execution. If you are not comfortable with the command line, you can come over here in the HANA Studio. You can right click over here and you can take a backup and recovery.
Backup.
You can trigger a backup tenant database. Backup tenant database. Okay, you select the tenant database that you want to backup, click on next. Here in the backup type, you have to select a differential or an incremental backup. You can take a full backup also, no issue. You can take a complete backup also, but the problem is that if you take a complete backup, your complete backup size is of around 80 GB. Okay, so the more full backup you will take, the more disk space it will utilize, and you won't be able to have bigger more number of like a backup option. So now if you see, I have the backup since 11th of June. From the 11th of June, after that I have 2 incremental backups, and also in between I have my log backups also. So I can restore any point in time recovery after my 11th June, because this is my full database backup 11th on June at 8 hours 21 minutes. So after this time I can restore any point in time recovery. Okay, if I try to take full backup every time it will take 80 GB of full backup. So it's like saving this full backup, multiple full backup is not possible on your disk. Okay, so if you see, only the second backup is for 7 GB and this third backup is for 14 GB. Total to this size is of 21 GB. So instead of taking a full backup of 80 GB, I have taken 2 incremental backups here. So this was done. Okay. And client deletion successful. We are logging into the new client 100. We are logging to the new client. So this is also log off and log into the new client. So we are logging to the new client. Till here we have completed. Is it clear with everyone?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Any doubts, any queries? I think Guy, you had a doubt. You, I think, message something me to explain it in the next, take it up in the next class.
No queries for me.
Okay, no problem. Okay, then we'll take a 10 minutes break and we'll again meet after 10 minutes. Is okay? Or you want me to continue?
We can continue. No issues with me.
Okay. Anyone else wants to continue or take a break?
We can continue.
Continue, please.
Who is this? I'm not able to hear the voice. Okay, so let us continue now. So what let me tell you, like, see, last time actually I have updated this Excel sheet. Okay, actually depends on my, like, I improvise this Excel sheet as and depending on the requirement. So last time, if you remember, we had this logical system before creating the client copy. Sorry, at the time before creating the client copy. So we created the logical system and then we did the client copy. And during the time of creating the client copy, somewhere here, at the time of creating the new client, we assign that logical system to the new client. But if you see the change over here, I have moved that logical system process after client copy. Now, what is the reason for that? The reason for that is that, because see, when before at the time of this client copy, I didn't had any new client in the system. So I created the logical system in when I was in the 000 client. Is it clear with everyone? I created the logical system while I was in the 000 client. And because I was in the 000 client, when I created the logical system, it was created under my 000 client. Here, if you see over here, in the 000 client under the workbench request for target quality system, I created my logical system. So this was because before creating the client, I created the logical system. So it asked for a TR request and I created that TR request. See, normally this is not advisable, you can say, or this is not a good practice in your actual professional environment. Why? Because no, it's not a good practice to create any TR in a client other than your customizing or golden client. Here I created a client in my 000. I created a TR in my 000 client. It was not a good practice. So this is because of this, I have changed the Excel sheet and I've changed the Excel sheet and I moved the logical system part after creating the client. So now after you create a new client without the logical system, after this you log in into the new client, and in the new client 100, you create the logical system. It will ask you for a TR, create the logical system BD54, this logical system name. It will ask you to, ask you to create a TR. This is the name of the TR. After creating the logical system, again go into SCC4 and assign the logical system to that client. Am I clear in this? You understand why I have shifted it to after creating the client? Okay, so now let me move to the next customizing or next configuration.
Muzaffar,
Yes,
what
Taki.
okay, what is the best practice? We need to create a logical system before creating.
No, it is not mandatory to create a logical system before creating the client. See, so now at this point, okay, at this point I already have created a client 100. Client 100 is my customizing client. Now I can create a logical system before creating the client. Why? Because now if I create a logical system, it will be created under my 100 client. The TR will be created under my 100 client. So now it is okay to create the logical system before creating the client, because I won't be creating the TR in the 000 client before that, because that at that time I was creating my first client. Okay, and I only had client 000 available at that time. If I create a logical system before creating the client, the TR will be created in your 000 client, which is not a good practice. Don't create any TR in your 000 client. Am I clear on this part?
Okay, noted.
Yes.
Okay. Now since we have a client 100 ready, now I can create a logical system before the client copy, because now if I'll create a logical system, it will ask me to create a TR, and that will be created under my 100 client, not in the 000 client. Why? Because I'm logged into my 100 client. This is my 100 client. If you see over here, I am logged into my 100 client. So now I can create a logical system before creating the client. Now there is no issue, but at that time it created the TR in the 000 client. Okay, so now this is done. We created the logical assign this. Now time zone, how to change the time zone of your system. Okay, one more thing, just for information, I have updated this Excel sheet. I have included one more sheet over here. I have included one more sheet. Okay, just give me 1 minute. I have a call. Sorry for the interruption. So I've added one more sheet in our Excel sheet, and this is still in work in progress. It's still not a final sheet. So what I've done is that I have taken up all the T codes for the basis related T codes, and I put it under different headings. For example, monitoring related T codes. So these are the monitoring related T codes. These are for the profile parameters, and then for your transport management system, and these are for your clients related. And actually the part is remaining in the next next field over here in the next column. I'll be adding the headings for this T code, so it needs some time. So maybe in the next class next week I will be completing with this. Let's see. So under every different headings, users and roles, support packages and add-ons, Fiori, so that is it. So I've just made over here. So if you want to review it, you can come. These are the T codes which are still, I am not put it under any category, so these are still open for it. Okay, let's see. So again, coming back over here, configuration. So let us come to the time zone category, how you can change the time zone of your system. Okay, the default, if you see, or if you want to see the default time zone, you can go into /STZAD. Okay, you can run ST, you can see the T code here is C. STZAC, C is for change. If you don't want to change the setting, if you just want to display it, you can run STZAD and execute. You will see the current time zone. You can see the current time zone of your system. So the current system time zone is Central European Time Zone. CET means Central European Time Zone. Here CET, here it is. Central European Time Zone. It is plus 1 hour. So it is 1 hour above the GMT time zone. I think the GMT time zone is 500. It is here or not? No, the GMT time zone is not here. So just for your understanding, we in India, the India time zone is plus 5.5 hours. The India time zone is plus 5.5 hours of your GMT time. GMT time is 00. India time is plus 5.5. India is ahead 5.5 hours. But if you see the Central European time, this is ahead 1 hour from the GMT time. So if you calculate, if you compare from your India time from the CET, so the CET time will be minus 4 hours 30 minutes. Is that clear with everyone? Any doubt?
No.
Okay, so this is your time zone over here. So I think Salesh has not logged in today. He is in this time zone, the Central European time zone. 4 hours and 40 minutes behind India. So now what I'm here, so here you can see the time zone for your system. So if anybody asks you to change the time zone for your system and the user's default time zone, you have two options. You can change the system time zone and you can also change the user's default time zone. In case something like that, for example, your system, your data center is in another time zone and your users are in their offices, the headquarters are in another time zone. In case if you have such kind of settings, you can have a different time zone for your default user, for all the users, and you have a different time zone for your system. In a further case, if you have a default if you have some category of the users, which are in a different time zone, so if you want to do that, then all the user have to go into their own settings. Sorry, SAP they have to go into their own settings. They have to open their own user and they need to go over here. I think somewhere in the logon data, well, from SNC defaults here, I think in the default, if you see over here, the time zone, time format, date format, chart menu, time zone. If you see over here, DC, so the system time zone is CET. If you want to change it, the time zone for the particular user, it can be changed from here. So if the user is working in the company is in CET or in Europe, but the user is located in India. Okay, so if he wants to have his own local time zone when he logs into the system, he can change it from here, SU01. This is also called as personalized configuration. So the user can configure its own personalized settings. This is for the default for all the users. Is that clear? Now, if you want to change the time zone, you can change it. You can press the here also. You can directly change it from here. If you change the time zone, this click on, do you want to change it? Yes. Okay, and the other method is that you can directly open this screen into read or change mode. That is from your T code STZAC. Directly you can open this screen in change mode. For this you need to open the ZAC instead of ZAD. If I open it, see, it will open. You want to change it? Yes. Now it has opened into read mode. Change mode. System time zone. You can set the system time zone over here. For example, the system is also in India. Okay, the system time should also be Indian and India time zone, and the user's default time zone should also be India. Okay, and after doing this, now click on save. As soon as you click on save, it will ask you to create a TR. Okay, most of the configuration part, wherever you make a changes, it will ask you to create a TR. This also it will ask you to make create a TR. So in this screen, if you click over here, if you have an existing open TR, you can click on this option and you can select the existing TR from here and save that changes into that TR. But since we don't have any open TR, you can directly go and create a new TR. I am creating a new TR. The description I'm putting as set system time zone. Okay, here I'm putting the set system time zone. This is the description for the TR, and I'm going to save it. Click on OK, and the TR has been created. The changes has been saved, and also the TR has been generated. Now, if I want to move the same TR, the same changes into another system, I just have to import that TR into the next system. So here you can see I have changed the time zone of the system. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, now let us move next to the printers part. Now here it is how you can create printers in your SAP system. Okay, that is very important. How to create printers into your SAP system. See, previously what used to happen, if you want to add a printer, if you want to print any documents from your application server, it has to be added into your operating system, or the printer drivers had to be installed on your at your application system level. The printer's driver had to be installed at your application system OS level. You have to go in the OS, you have to install the printer drivers, and you should be able to print the document from your operating system level successfully before you can configure that same printer into your application server. Am I clear on this part?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the earlier requirement.
You
You had
server
to,
OS, sir.
Yes, come again.
Yeah, you mean server OS, we need to install the print driver.
Yes, application server means the server itself, na. Maybe it
Okay.
would have been your Windows server. If you have if you have your SAP installed on a Windows environment, then you have to go log into the Windows server. You have to install the printer on your OS level, or if it's an another operating system, maybe Linux, maybe Solaris, maybe AIX, you have to install the printer on the OS level, and then you have to check the print from there. If it's successfully printing from your operating system of your server, application server, then only it will be able to print from your application side also.
Okay.
That is the requirement. But now things have changed very much, because see, the earlier the printer administration was a headache. Why it was a headache? Because every time you want to add a new printer, you have to go on the OS level and you have to do the configuration. Okay, again and again. On now printer, now if you go for a like a global company, it's a very big company. Okay, for example, a very good, a very simple example is the Sony company, or you can go for like Tata company, or say as a Tata Motors, or you can some other example like Apple company. So now if they have their SAP system, okay, and now it's a global company, they have almost they have their branches in almost most of the countries and most of the big cities. Now if if they want to print, how can they add all these hundreds of printers on the application server? Okay, and also other thing is that, see, every user will have its because see, everybody wants to get a printer, they have to have the printer at their nearest location. Okay, it also cannot be that a user is giving a print from building number 1 and the printer is there in the building number 4. So the user will not go to the building number 4 to get fetch the printouts. So it has to be very near to the printer. So now you like installing the printer on the application server every time, and then you see, it's a hardware. So every few days, every few years, the hardware will get decommissioned or it will get retired. Again, you have to remove the drivers, or it will be there in the system. You have to remove the drivers. You have to add new printers every now and then. So to overcome all these issues, what they have done, what you can do is that you can directly create two printers. Okay, you can directly create two printers for your front end printing. What do you mean by front end printing? It means when you give the printout from your SAP GUI, it will the print request will go directly to the printer, which is attached to your PC. Yes, am I clear on this?
Yes.
User
Okay,
PC.
so yes.
And user PC, it's connected to
Yes,
end user
end
PC.
user, direct
Okay.
front end printing, front end PC. You don't have to install that driver, because see, that is a very long and very like complex scenario. Because maybe it's okay, the company purchase, for example, say 10 printers, 10 advanced printers. Now when you are trying to now that printer which came, it only has drivers available for Windows and Linux system, or maybe for example it has only drivers available for Windows system. Now your application server is running on Linux, or maybe some like Solaris or AIX or some other operating system. Now you don't have drivers available for that. Now what will you do? You won't be able to install that printer into your operating system, and if it's not installed, then you won't be able to add it into application in your application server. So these are the very normal issues that you had to face in the previous like olden time. Now it's very simple. You create a front end printer and give it to you create in the SAP application server. Any user which wants to give the printout, they will print it to their front end printer, or to the printer which is attached or which is installed on their local PC. Okay, the PC from which the user is trying to access or open the SAP GUI on the same printer. Also, you can have a network printer also. For example, it's a office. There's an office on the floor, maybe I think fifth floor. On fifth floor of a building, there's an office, and maybe there are like say 50 to 70 users in that same floor. So they might have common like 4 or 5 printers over there. So each network printer will be installed on the user's PC, which is a normal scenario in every case. Every user has a PC, every user has a printer installed on its own PC. Okay, so when you give the printout from SAP GUI, it will go to your local PC. So now if this is an option, then why we have two types of printer over here? One is the classic and one is the control tag. So the only difference between those two printer is that when the classic printer, whichever printer is the default on your PC, the print request output will directly go to that printer. It will not ask you. For example, you on your PC, you have 5 printers attached installed. A 2 network printer, one direct printer, or one through some other print server, anything. So you might have 5 printers connected or installed on your PC. But if you select the first type of printer, it will not ask you where to print. It will directly go and print on the default printer. Second option, control tag, it will give you a screen to select on which printer you want to give the printout. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, so now let us create this printer in your application server. So now I'm going into my application server. The T code for creating the printer is SPAD. I'm creating the printer over here. I'm going to the screen. Here you have to just click on the display, output devices, display. This is the screen for your printer. This is the list of your output devices. Okay, so here if you see, there is already a printer by the name as SP01. You don't have to do anything. You just have to go and start creating it. What you have to do, output devices display. We have already done this. We have selected output. We have click the display button on the output devices. Now you have to first go into the change mode. So here you need to click on the change mode. Once you click the change, now you can see the create button over here. So after clicking change, click on the create button. So now here I'm clicking the create button. Now here you have to give all the details of the printer that you want to create. So output device. Now here I'm giving the output device, and the name I'm giving it front end classic. The name for this printer is front end classic. Short name, you also give a short name to the printer. So I'm giving the short name as FECL, front end classic. Second, what you have to give, you have to select the device type. You have to select the device type. So here if you see over here, there are a lot of printers already, drivers. See, these are the printers for which drivers are already available on your operating system. Okay, this type of drivers are already available. So in this case, if you have a printer which is there in this list, for example, I have a HP printer, which is more or you can have a Canon printer. See, these are the drivers for the Canon printer. Or you can have something for Brother printer. Brother is also very a common brand. So if you have a printer for Brother, MFC means multifunctional over here. So if, for example, if you have this printer, you can directly attach that printer to your your application server. In that case, you don't have to install the driver on your operating system, because the driver is already available on your application server. You can select the driver over here and you can configure this printer. But the problem in this tab was that most of the drivers were not available in your application server. Okay, so in this case, you can select some common driver, some driver which is, you can say, applicable for everyone. So this is the driver SAP Win. So let me select the driver SAP Win, SAP. So you have gone into SAP and Win. So here is this SAP Win and MS, Microsoft Windows driver Latin -1. So the same driver over here, MS Windows driver Latin -1. So select this driver. Then what you have to do, you have to go into change the access method. You are now in the device attributes. See, you are now in this tab. You are in this tab. Now you have to change the tab and you have to go into the access method tab. You have to change the tab. You have to go into the access method tab over here. In the access method, here you have to select the host spool access method. How do you want to access the spool of the host? So you will see printing on front end computer. Okay, printing on front end computer. So here you can see printing on front end, F, printing on front end computer. Select this spool access method, and then what will be the host printer? It will be, you have to give it default, __ default. Okay, there is a checkbox, no device selection at front end. So you can give over here no device selection at front end. So when you click on this checkbox, no device selection, it will not give you any option to select any printer where it will pass on the printout request. After doing all this, just click on save. It is done. You can see this printer has been saved. The front end classic printer has been saved. Again, come back, again click on a new printer, And now let me create the next printer, that is a front end control tech. So the next printer is front end control tech. The short name for this is FECT. Again, these are the common settings. SAP Win is a common thing. No need to change anything. Directly go into the second tab. Here, what you have to select, you have to select the G method, not the F method. Front end printing with control tech. Here you have to select front end printing G method, front end printing with control tag. The host spooler will be the same, _ default. Here you will not check this box. Here you will not check this box and just click on save. So my both of this printer has been created. If you come on the screen list of outputs, you can see your front end classic and you can see your front end control tech. Now let us test. Now let us test this printers. How? Let me come to the main screen. So now this is my main screen. Here I am clicking on the print icon over here. I am clicking on the printer icon or print icon over here. Control P. Now you can see it is giving me this output. This is the output over here. So this will be printed on the on your printer. This output will be printed. So it is like a print preview. What you are seeing right now is a print preview. So it is giving you to preview what it will print on the printer. So after checking everything is okay, again click on the same icon of the printer. So now it will give an option for you to print. It will give you an option for you to print. Now output device, it is asking you which output device you want to print to. If you click on this option, it will give you all the this screen. Again click on enter. You will see all the output devices which are available. So you can see FECL, FECT, the control tag, and this is the LB01. So let me test with the first output device for front end classic. Before that, let me check what are the printers available on my computer, on my user, on my system. So let me go into control panel. On the control panel, you have to go into printers and devices. Okay, here is an option devices and printers. Here I'm going into devices and printers. So if you see over here, the default printer for my system is Microsoft Print to PDF. So it's a simple print to PDF. So whatever will go into this device, it will create a PDF for that output device. Okay, and the other device is Microsoft XPS document writer. So these are the two printers which are available on my system. Now let me go over here. Let me click on print. But see again, if I click on print OK over here, it will not go. It will not print out on the printer, default printer. Why? Because if you see the print time, if you see that this the last option over here. See what it is saying as of now. SAP spool only for now. When you see SAP spool, it means it will not directly print the output on your printer. What it will do, it will only spool it for now. Spool means it will save into your database. It will save the output in your database. It will not directly go and print it. Is it clear? It will not go and directly print the output. So let us go through this option only. Let us go through the spool or for now option only. So when I click on OK, so when I click on OK, so now if you see it is asking for the formatting, the format and all, you just click on OK. Now if you see the message on your status bar, if you see the message on your status bar, what is it saying? It is saying that spool request number created without immediate output. It means it has spooled the output, but it has not created immediate output. Means the output has not gone to the printer, not gone to the physical printer. It will not be print out. So it has only gone into your spool request. So how can you access your spool request? One method, you can go into system and you can click on own spool request. When you click on own spool request, it will show your spool request. So you can see over here, this is a spool request. If you see the again see the message, okay, I close the message over there. So this is the spool request. If you click on this option above place, it will show you the output. See, this is the same output which you were trying to print on the printer. So this is the print preview of that output, but it has not printed it directly. It has only created a list. It has only saved it into your spool. Now you can go into your spool, you can again open the output, you can again print, you can review it finally, and you can go and print it directly from your print directly. Now here is the icon to print it directly from here. Once I click in print it directly, now you will see output request created. If you can see the message in the status bar, output request created, and you can see it is asking you for the, see, since our default printer is Microsoft Print to PDF, so now it is asking you for the location in which you want to save the PDF file. So I will save it on my desktop location, and I will give the name as FECL. FECL Classic. That is a front end Classic, or maybe I think just give it simple as Classic. So the name of my PDF I'm giving as Classic, and I'm clicking OK. So now if I go and check on my desktop, I will have one file available there.
Muzaffar? Someone can hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Yes, yes.
Everybody able to view my screen?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay, sorry,
Yes.
there was some internet connection, so it got disrupted. Just give me 1 minute.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry for the disruption. Okay, so if you see over here, if you come on the desktop, you can see the PDF over here. It has created a PDF. Okay, so it is not showing any icon over here because the default program application to open the PDF is not set, I think. So let me right click, and we have not installed this also, I think, PDF program. So let me open with Chrome, or let me open with Firefox. So now you can see it has opened the PDF in Firefox browser. Yes, can you see the output over here? Yes, everyone.
Yes.
Okay, so there are total 3 pages of the printout which I gave. So here it is. So everybody, it's clear with everyone what we have done. we have created two printers, front end classic, front end control track. Front end classic is for direct output without asking for printer selection. And second printer, front end control track, is where it will ask you to select the printer to give the output to. Okay, that, and after that we went into our application SAP GUI and we gave the printout. But when you give the printout, it doesn't go directly, the output doesn't directly go to your printer. It is saved into your spool. It is saved into your spool. It goes into the spool. You have to go into the spool and there you can print out from the spool. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so now any queries, any doubts on this?
What about local and remote printer? Is it same?
What
something
local and
different?
remote? I can't get you.
Sometimes we hear about the local printer and remote printer.
Remote printing, I think it may be the network printer. If you are printing on the network printer, it means you have a PC, or for example, you have a laptop, but the printer is not attached to your laptop. You might have a print server. You might have a print server somewhere, another PC, on which multiple printers are connected. That means that is your print server. So you can send the print to the print server. So that may be the remote printing.
Okay.
Local printing means when in the case where the printer is directly attached to your PC. That may be the case.
And that short name, is it mandatory? What is benefit of giving that short name?
Your voice is not clear.
When we are creating that printer, we are giving a short name. What is
When we are
benefit
creating
of,
what?
Yeah, printer, new printer.
Uh-huh.
So we are putting one short name there. Printer short name.
Short name, yes, sure. We are putting
What
a short
is
name.
benefit of that short name?
That is compulsory. You cannot create a printer without a short name. That is the only thing.
Okay.
Okay. So any doubts and query on this?
No.
Okay, so actually I'm quite surprised that nobody asks why is it required? Why does the printout directly go to the spool? Why doesn't it directly go to the printer or by this? Didn't it clicked in your brain that, okay, why is this printer? If I want to print any request, then why it is going to the this one spool, and why it is not directly going to the printer?
In printer setting, I think you have mentioned that create spool request.
That
That
is the
red
technical
circle.
part. See, that is the technical part. The application has provided that option, but why this option?
Why?
Okay, so think over. Let us take a 5 and 10 minutes break, and then by the time you can just rack your brain on this query, and I will take up this. I will tell you about this after the break. Okay, just we'll take a 10 minutes break.
Okay.
And then we'll finish up this printer topic, and I think we'll conclude for today's with this. Is it okay?
Okay, no problem.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Okay, so yes, did anybody got that answer or any ideas that about that?
No.
Okay, so
No.
no issues. Yes. Yes, anybody want to say something?
No, I'm just told no idea.
Okay, see, the reason for this is your background process, background job. Now, why is this background job related to this and all? Now, let me give you an example over here. For example, I have this report /OSA38. From this T code, I'm executing a report, say something as RSPF par. When you execute this report, okay, with the detail, it will give you this output over here. Okay, for example. Now, similarly, many users will have a different report. Say, for example, sales report. Now they want to create a sales report for this particular period, maybe first quarter, second quarter, or maybe for all the quarters, or maybe for the whole year or something like this. If they execute that report in foreground, it will take around 2 to 3 years, because that report is quite you can say expensive. So it takes around 2 to 3 hours for completing or for execution of that report. Now the user cannot execute that report in the foreground, because for the whole amount of that time the work process will be occupied with this request. Okay, so now what the user will do, it they will schedule this report in the background. Now when they schedule this in the report in the background, now what about the output? So they won't be able to see the output, because now when I execute this report, I can see the output on my screen. So normally when you execute the report in the background, the output is captured and your, for example, it is processed in your sent to the printer, or sent to the is saved in the spool. Now okay, sent to the printer. Now in case, just as example, if for example if a user executed a report, okay, and the output of that report is say like say 1,000 pages, 1,000 pages for that report. So when the report finishes, maybe after 2 or 3 years or something, it will send an output of 1,000 pages to the printer. Now for example, if some user accidentally creates or schedules or put that job in the background, if they are not sure, and this without seeing the output, if that report directly goes on the printer, so and after you can say the next morning when the user returns, he will say that okay, he has printed 1,000 pages on the printer which is of no use, maybe by mistake. So this is the reason the any output request is not directly sent to the printer, but it is stored in the spool. You can go in the spool, you can open your spool, you can review the output whether everything is okay or not, and then you can give it directly print to the printer. But also you have an option. You also an option, for example, in this you can print it. When you click on print, if you see this option second, immediately you also an option to print it immediately. When you select immediately, it will not go to the spool, it will directly print immediately to the printer. Okay, no printer selected. So first let me select the printer over here. So I've already selected the control class, sorry, I already selected the classic printer. Now I'm selecting the control tag. I am selecting the control tag printer with the print option immediately. Now let me click on okay, formatting. Okay, can you see the difference now? Can you have you feel the difference? See, it is asking you to which printer do you want to print the request to. So you will observe two difference over here. First difference is that the request didn't go to the spool, it directly went to the printer. You didn't had to go to your spool method, a spool request, and there you have to open that spool output and print it. No, it directly went to the printer. First difference. Second difference, it is asking you for which printer to give the printout to. Am I clear in this?
Yes.
Yes, everyone. Okay, now when I click on OK, if I click on OK, now it is asking me the location where do you want to save the output. So I will save the output on the same desktop. Now here instead of classic, I will give control tech. Okay, so now I've given the I've given the output to control tech. Okay, sorry, I saved it through control tag. Let me open this file over here, control tag. Can you see over here? Now this is the output of my report. In the report which I ran, RSPF bar. If you see the number of pages it has printed almost 104 pages. Okay, if some user by mistakenly, if he clicks on the print option without checking the output or any difference, now it will directly print and it will 104 pages will be wasted. So this is the reason you can print it to some you can print it to the spool, check the output, and then you can give the actual printout. Is it clear with everyone? Any doubts, any queries on this printer topic?
No.
Anybody else?
No for me.
Okay, so let me add this over here. After giving the printout, we can check the output. Output control list of spool requests. Check the output in the list in the output control list, or check the output in the spool list. So this we have done. The T code for that is SP02. Okay, checking your own spool request. Checking your own request. Check. This is your own spool request. Check if you check in the system. Own spool request. Own spool. Check your output in your own spool request. So this is the T code for that. If you want to check the output for all the users, the command for that is SP01. SP01. So this is for your selection screen. You can for all the users. You can also have a screen where you can check the output. Okay, we can leave for that. You can just have it for SP01. Here it is. Check the output in Yes. Any doubts and queries for everyone? General. If you know, then we can conclude the class and we will meet up tomorrow at the same time. Yes. I
No
think
problem.
no queries.
Yeah.
So let us conclude the class for today and see you tomorrow, everyone. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Goodbye.
guys.
Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye bye.